Yeah. Yes, BIH. A term of endearment. We need the tea. Like all the tea. Leave no tea out. This whole marriage thing. What's that really like? Hey guys, I'm Renee. Please like and subscribe and join the party. And today we're going to talk about this whole what is marriage like? So let's go. First of all, I want to start by like giving big shouts out to this hair. These curls are like on 10,000. Like it's growing, it's popping, it's soft, it's luscious. And I have to give a little shout out to this. If you guys watch my vlog from Chicago, you know I picked these up on clearance at TJ Maxx. So Jane Carter Solutions is like an amazing, crazy, ridiculous brand that's also ridiculously expensive. But I have been loving these samples. I'm about to bust into the second one. I brought two of these. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to like go to Sally's or Amazon maybe. Maybe I can get them on Amazon for the low. And get some full sizes because they have my hair like on 100, like on 10,000, like. But that's enough of that. So if you guys don't know, I got married last year, December 20th. That is our anniversary. But it was a whirlwind because our 1 year together anniversary is coming up. It's actually like June 3rd-ish, around there. So that is like next week. So I wanted to do like a marriage, how is it, what it's really like, you know, little tea. At our 1 year together anniversary and then at our 1 year wedding anniversary, we'll probably do something together, like get him in front of the camera and ask him some crazy, ridiculous questions about what it's been like being stuck with me for life. But I wanted to talk to you guys about like my personal experience because I was a single mom for 13 years. Like it was just me and the kids. So I had one and then I had another, and you know, things happen, failed relationships happen, like it's a part of life. And I saw this thing today and I was like, wow, that really, like, that's me. It says you have three loves of your life. The first one is like that puppy love, ridiculous, sickening, you know, you're super young and don't think you can live without someone. You gotta like go across state lines to get rid of them. So that's the first one. Then the second one is the one that teaches you. It's like that rough, hardcore, breaks your heart, makes you cry, you know, makes you lose weight, just destroys everything about you only so you can rebuild. That second one. Then the third one is the one that you do not see coming. Literally, you do not see coming, but most times that third one is the one. It is the person that you ultimately spend the rest of your life with. And that, I have to say, I was like, wow, I totally agree. And just because you marry somebody does not mean that you've never had any past relationships. Does not mean you never loved anyone before. It means that you lived your life. It means that you lived, you learned, and now you're ready and life is ready for you. So we have been together for 1 year and everyone's like, so the number one question I'm asked all the time is, how did you know? How did you know he was the one? And I have to say, the most annoying cliche answer ever, and it's so funny because we both say the same thing, but you just know. You just know. So I remember our first date, and I'll probably maybe take a screenshot and like put it in here somewhere. Our first date, we went on a date and it was nice. We went to On the Border, and if you know me for real, then you know that margaritas and Mexican is like my ideal. It's ridiculous. I love Mexican and margaritas. So that's where we went, and it was like hanging out with someone that I knew forever. Low-key mad because I had the cutest, best video and the camera cut off. But whatever. So we went for Mexican, and I love margaritas and Mexican. Like, it's just like I don't know. It's like the perfect pairing. So we went to on the border, and I remember freaking taking a selfie in the car when we were leaving. And my caption is "Okay, life," because I just felt like something was different. Something was different. It wasn't the same. And let me tell you, I'm a woman who has been cheated on multiple times, who was left for someone who I considered a friend, who freaking had someone destroy my house, my car, my clothes, was verbally abused. I was a single mother for 14 years. Like, guys, I done been around and around and around the ringer when it comes to dating. So for me to have a conversation, a dinner, a lunch, with someone and feel something different, yeah, divine intervention, okay? So I was just like, oh, okay, life. So I'm not one to be like, oh, but I knew from day one that you were my husband. Like, I'm just not that optimistic. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not that optimistic. I truly believe that I was someone who would never get married because I had so many failed relationships and like really, really badly failed. Despite trying to do the right thing by people, like it was just terrible. So I wasn't that optimistic, but he says all the time that from the moment he met me, he knew I was the one. That shit cute, ain't it? It's cute. We dated and were married within 6 months. So I worked at the bank, like in my early 20s, and my manager said he had met his wife in 4 months and they got married, and I was just like, that is way too soon. Like, I don't know about that. But I was married within 6 months of knowing my husband, and honestly, when you just know. It's pretty nice. I wasn't pregnant. I'm not pregnant. We didn't live together. We weren't shacking. None of that. We just were like, if you're going to spend the rest of your life with someone then what are you waiting for? Everything that I learned while we're dating, I'm going to learn while we're married. So it was a conscious effort. And we knew it would be a lot of work because there are going to be so many things that we still had to learn about each other, but it's part of the journey and it's fun, So I feel like now that I'm on the other side of it, that a long dating relationship is just trying to find reasons why you shouldn't, instead of just believing that you should and going for it. And we went for it, and here we are today, still very happy. Granted, it's only been a year, but it's nice. Every day I get to wake up to the man I love, to, this house and this foundation that we are creating together, this life that we're creating together. And it's nice because there's still so much individuality in us. We both had a very solid foundation individually, and we're just taking it and meshing it together. And it's really refreshing for someone to come in and truly see you for who you are and accept you for who you are, where you are in life, and support you in all of your endeavors. Like, this whole YouTube thing, it's weird for some people. Like, I have friends and family who have never watched a video. That's a whole nother video about us supporting each other, because it's terrible. People don't support but expect support, but that's just life. But my husband watches every single one of my videos, and he's like, I'm always the first like, but now he gotta, fight my dad for the first like, but it's cute. But he supports everything I do. This military thing, I've been in relationships where people were like super insecure about like this woman being in the military. Like, I honestly don't know what the stigma is about women in the military. I mean, that we hoes and stuff, whatever. But I just see hard-working women, who are fighting for our country. But, so for him to fully support that and be like, hey, if we stay, if we go, whatever, it's your decision, I support you. It's crazy. But, I mean, it's the same thing with him. He has his own business. Guys, if you are not following my husband's Instagram, I will link it down below. It's Design Printing. He does print and design, screen printing, anything that you can come up with. Anything, he can make it for you. So definitely check that out. When you check out my Instagram, check out his Instagram. It doesn't matter where you are because we can ship. Little plug right there for the family business. But I'm just saying, you know, he has a business, and sometimes I just sit and watch him work because he's so driven and he's so career oriented. And honestly, it's pretty cool the things that he creates from nothing. Like, I'm able to see the entire process, and it's so amazing to just sit and watch him in his zone and create. It's awesome. But he feels the same way about me with my videos. He's like, babe, it's crazy. Like, it looked like you did that in one take. Like, just keep it up. Like, he'll actually take the camera when we're out and vlog for me. It's the cutest thing. So taking two individual people and just meshing their life and foundation together, that's honestly what it's all about. That is what marriage is. And I'm so glad that anytime that I was like thinking about it with the wrong person, life was like, skirt, hold up, nah, ain't him. That ain't the one, girl. Hold your horses. And granted, every time that was a broken heart or, you know, a moment of time change for me, not knowing that there was something better out there. And I honestly stopped believing that. I stopped believing in love. Not love, I stopped believing that it would happen for me. I believe that not everyone's going to make it because there's a lot of females and not that many males out there. But I truly believed that I was going to just grow old and be a mom and be a grandma, you know, and that was going to be it. And life had other options and other plans for me. And it came at a time when I was like, okay, you know, because I was truly like all the way over here, like totally left, not thinking about it at all. And now it's just like this whirlwind of life and love. And it feels so comfortable and so nice. And yes, we got married super fast, but that only means we're able to learn things. Like when we went to Florida, I learned my husband loved bridges. Like, who would have known? This big man with beard and, you know, don't mess with me attitude. I love my family, but I hurt you for them. Like, he loves bridges. So every time we would go over a bridge, he'd be like, babe, look, wake up, look, get the camera. And I'd be like, okay. It's a bridge, you know. But then you start seeing the beauty in it too. You're like, oh, it is beautiful, look at this, look at that. So it's nice to see and still learn things about, you know, the person that you're with. It's not like we've been together for 7 years, let's just do this. It was, I choose you, I want you now because I'm ready to start my life with you. And that was it. And it was super nice. It still is super nice. You know, and marriage is not being able to find the cap to the toothpaste or walking in the bathroom at 2 in the morning in the dark and the toilet seat is up. But it's also, you know, not having to cook on the grill because your husband will do it. Or coming home to a completely clean house and the kids are doing their homework and dinner isn't made because your husband did it. So life is both sides of the fence. And it's nice when you have a person who not only reciprocates your love, but also that compassion and respect for the other person. Because honestly, that's always what's been missing. I would do the most and the most and the most to make someone comfortable, to make them happy, to try to please them. And it wasn't reciprocated. So I'm giving and giving and giving and giving and giving to someone else, and they're not putting it to me. And a lot of people out there, you guys know that that's how it goes a lot of time, males or females, because let me tell you about these selfish ass females. But that's a whole different video. But, you know, it's nice for it to be reciprocated. I went to Chicago last couple weeks ago. Now, dang. Time is like flying by. I hope BLC flies by like this. I ain't gonna lie. I hope it flies by. But I said, you know, I'm glad my husband let me go. And my cousin was like, what? And that's the difference between, you know, my mindset before I got married to the mindset now that I'm married. Everything is a family thought process, plan. Everything is about us and our family. I am no longer just making decisions for Renee. I'm making decisions for us. Everything that I do affects the family unit. So if he had an issue with me going, even a little bit, I wouldn't have gone. He would never have said, hey, I just don't want you to go. But, you know, if he was just like, I don't know if it's a good time. The kids got this, kid got baseball practice, and, you know, whatever. He was like, oh, no, go. Bye. Have fun, you know. And someone can say that but still show in their actions that they're not really feeling it. But he really was not. I talked to him every day, you know. I sent him pictures. He was my husband even though I was gone, and it was nice and refreshing. And you can see how he still allows me to be Renee, my individual self. And he, you know, he's Tay. So that is what marriage is. That is what marriage to the right person is. And I don't really have a lot of good, solid marriages to look up to. I think I have like a handful. Like my grandparents on my dad's side are still married. That's like forever. They've been married like 100 years. That's it. Like a couple of like people who were like teachers and stuff when I grew up, they're still married. But yeah, it's not that many. My husband's parents are still married. So, which is another reason why I was attracted to him, because I'm like, what? I don't know anyone whose parents are still married. So it lets you know that he at least had that foundation. He is so serious about his family, which is such a beautiful thing, because there's so many people out here, males and females, just raggedy. They all about themselves and they're not thinking about their family or anything else. And he is just all about this family unit. Like sometimes I'm like, babe, let's just get away. And he's like, let's bring the kids. And I'm like, no. But, you know, it's cool. But marriage is nice when it's the right person. And I just want to reiterate that, because there's so many relationships that it almost happens. Like I remember like going to find a dress, you know, having that say yes to the dress moment. I remember like starting to plan a wedding, and bruh, I am so glad that it did not happen, you know. So the rush is always there, you know, for people who I really don't know what the fascination is. When my friends are like, oh man, I'm single now, I'm like, dude, enjoy being single. Enjoy being able to come and go as you please. Enjoy being able to just care about yourself, because there will come a time, it is coming, when you have to care about everyone else around you, and everything is we and nothing is I. And yes, it's a beautiful place to be, but when you're ready and when it's with the right person. And that's what I want to convey in this video. I don't want it to be like, oh, well, she's saying that wedding or marriage is beautiful, this beautiful, blissful thing. It is. But when it's with the right person. Have you guys seen that? There is a meme, and it's like a lady and her husband, I guess, is behind her or whatever. But like one is like really nice and he's putting pearls on her or whatever, and one is like terrible and he's like putting a rope or some shit around her neck. Or there's also like one where they're like this picture perfect, beautiful, you know, picture, but he got her arm like hemmed up behind her. So you never know what people are going through behind closed doors, and you never want to rush into something, because who you choose determines the type of life that you live. So it either enhances your life or makes it worse. And so many people rush into relationships and marriages and things of that nature because they're pregnant, or, you know, their family's pressuring them, or what have you. And they put themselves in a worse situation than if they waited, you know. And I always felt like, maybe if I, you know, did I miss my chance with the person I was supposed to be with? But I had to stop thinking like that, because whatever's meant to be is going to be. I can't deter, you know, the person I meant to be with because I was in a raggedy ass relationship. It just wasn't my time, and now it is my time. But I had to wait. I waited a long time. I waited a long time, man. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. But you gotta wait for the right person. And while you're waiting for the right person, you just gotta like work on yourself, like your career, going to school, getting your credit right, buying a house, just whatever. Just live life to your fullest, go out and have fun and do all the traveling and crazy things you want to do because, once you're tied down to a person forever, that's kind of it, and life changes. It changes, but it doesn't change at all. And that's the type of relationship that you want. That's the type of marriage that you want. I remember we got married, and the next day it was just like, okay, so we're married, now what? Because it felt the same. It felt the same. Like so many things changed. We moved to a different house, different city. The kids, got different school. We're all living together for the first time. But I'm still waking up every day to the man I love. I'm still, having the same long conversations with him and enjoying his time and, smiling and laughing and, the chemistry and everything feels the same. And our routine really and truly just kind of blended together. And it's just like, wow. This is nice. My home still feels like my home. It doesn't feel awkward and weird and, it's not mine anymore. Like it fully feels like it's mine, fully feels like it's his. We even got new beds. We got everything. Like it's ours. And our routine just kind of just blended together. Like, when you do your makeup and you got to blend, no harsh lines. That's what it was. And that's what it has been. And I mean, we have had rocky moments and, mostly because I don't have good timing. I would have an issue and I'm like, so babe, this just happened. And he just like, girl, get your life, but I mean, that's me. And that's part of it. That's part of accepting who you're with for who they are, because even the bad parts of me or the quirky, weird parts, he accepts and he loves. And that is marriage. That is being with the right person. That is choosing to wait until God sends the person that you're supposed to be with. And I'm glad that I waited. I feel truly blessed to be his wife. I am so happy, and I just love to love him even when he's getting on my nerves. And I'll say, babe, you get on my nerves right now. And he be like, you get on mine. Like, or I'll ask him, I'll be like, babe, am I getting on your nerves? And he'd be like, but it's whatever. It's cute, But, that's just, it's nice when it's with the right person. So I never want to make it seem like to anyone out there that I am like, you guys need to get married to the next person that you meet in 6 months and why wait? And nah, sometimes you gotta wait. Most times, you got to give them that good 6 month period to make sure that when their real self come out, y'all know that real self, that it still works for you. Because everyone's damaged. My husband was married before me. I'm his second wife. And, I've had a lot of terrible relationships. So we're all damaged and we have to accept that. But the key is not bringing that baggage and putting it in the front seat with you, but you need to put it in the back seat. And what that means is you need to bring your baggage because you need to learn from it, have learned from it. And, you kind of don't want to forget where you went from or what you came through because you don't want to go there again. You want to see the signs, the red flags, and be like, this ain't right. A little intuition kicks in sometimes, and you be like, skirt, hold up, bruh. But you want to put it in the backseat because you don't want it to dwell. You don't want it to change the reflection that you see of the other person. You don't want it to consume you to the point that it deters you from allowing someone in. You have to make a conscious decision to be vulnerable and open and love someone else, but also be guarded enough that you can recognize and accept and see them with your eyes wide open. You don't want to open your eyes when it's too late. You want to see the person that you're dealing with for who they are, so you can know if that's something you want to deal with or can deal with for the rest of your life. And when I looked at my husband, I absolutely said yes. And if you have children like I did, then a big thing for me was, do I want my children to grow up to be like him? Because he's going to play a huge role. He's in their home, he's taking care of them, he's providing for them, he's being that example for them. So am I okay with my children growing up to be like him? And if I can say yes, then that was someone that I was able to marry and spend my life with, and like flying colors, like pew, flying colors. And I honestly look forward to my kids growing up and being like him. It's cute. They have other traits, and they have other parents, but y'all know what I'm saying. So honestly, I feel like I'm just rambling about my relationship. And it's cute. So the next video like this will probably be in our 1-year wedding anniversary, because this is our 1-year dating anniversary. So I just wanted to talk to you guys like my perspective on marriage and what it is, because it's hard work, guys. It is work. Like sometimes that individuality kicks in and you forget you got a man or a dependable man, and you gotta reel it back and be like, hold up, slow your roll. Great example. I bought a thing like shower caddy type thing that goes in the corner of the shower, and I could not for the life of me put that thing together. Like I tried for hours and it got the best of me. I was like, oh my gosh, how in the world, like how? So I finally just threw it back in the box and was like, babe, can you put this up? And he was like, why you even touch it? And I was like, oh, I forgot I had a man for a second. Like, because I'm so used to doing that type of stuff. And the next day I came home from work and they were up, because I bought 2 for our bathroom and the kids' bathroom. And I was like, how did you do that? And he was just like, ain't nobody tell you touch it. I was just like, okay, well, I'm learning my place. I'm sorry. I went from having to do everything on my own to now I have a partner. Nice. So, you have to learn, and it's every day is a learning, and it's a learning curve, but you learn how your spouse, I don't say partner, but how your spouse loves, and that's huge. That's been a huge thing for us, because I'm very touchy-feely, but then I'm also not. It is very mood-driven for me. My husband, he loves that I love you, and he's very touchy-feely, but not, so we have to be on our touchy-feely kind of mood together. But he's verbal. He is a, when you get off the telephone, I say I love you type of person, and he means it every single time. And I mean it every single time, but sometimes it can become robotic. So if we have like a few days without that, he was like, you don't even tell me you love me no more. I'd be like, whoa, I mean it though. I love you. But you have to learn you have to take the time to learn how your spouse loves. And that's work. They have to take the time to learn how you love. That's work. You have to think about the other party in every decision that you make. That's work. Even something as simple as what's for dinner, because it's the family dinner. It's no longer just you. You can't, stop at Burger King and then ain't nobody else in the house going to eat. So it's work. How you run your house, how you discipline your children, the routine, family vacations, like everything, how you manage your money, like how you manage your bills, like if you want to buy a new car, or everything is a combined conversation, is a combined decision, and that is work. And you have to be ready for that, because if you still are thinking single-minded, then it will be a struggle for you. But once you kind of cross over and am ready for marriage, it becomes second nature, in general conversation. And honestly, the hard part is being open and vulnerable and honest. A lot of our disagreements come from pure honesty. Look, you getting on my nerves. I didn't like this, so on and so forth, or whatever. You know, it comes from pure honesty, but that is how you grow, and that is how you truly get to know the person that you're connected with. So it's nice. I'm truly happy. I am, and I just thank God for putting me in that number and having this person. I honestly feel like I was made for him. Like, this would not have worked with anyone else. I was made for him. Like, that whole rib, take the whole rib thing. Yeah, they up in here somewhere. So I am so blessed, and I just want you guys to know that if you're not there yet, but you're grinding, you just had a crap ton of relationships that didn't work, and you're grinding and you're working and you're focused, that it'll happen. You know, it will. It honestly will. Like, I wasn't looking. I was done. And, you know, being open to new avenues. I met my husband online, and a lot of people are like, I don't know about that. But I only go to work. I don't date military guys. They're my peers. They're co-workers. School. I'm 31 in college still. Like, ain't nobody. And then, you know, at home with my kids. So the only way for me to meet people was, you know, just being open-minded and trying online dating. And there's a lot of weirdos out there. You got to filter through. You got to swipe left, girl. Swipe, swipe, swipe. But it worked, you know. And honestly, a lot of people who are social and go out and things end up with the same person in a different form over and over and over. So sometimes you got to do something different to get something different. So I'm just saying. But I wanted to share with you guys like my thoughts on being married, because I was a single mom for freaking 13 years, like crazy, something crazy, and had a crap ton of horrible ass relationships. But in the end, life happens in a good way, and it came at a point where one could appreciate the love and the compassion of another. I knew how to treat my husband and was mature enough to think about us as a family and not just myself anymore. Even though I have my kids, but you know, it's different because, you know, they do what I say. And, you know, I was ready and he was ready, and it was nice because you need a person who has those qualities as well. And my husband was ready. You know, he was ready for his family, and we're so good because we're on the same page and have been on the same page from day one. So guys, please like this video and subscribe if you have any questions or anything crazy like that. No negativity though. Keep that to yourself. But just leave it down below, and until next time, bye.